Is Attack on Titan Season 3 getting rushed? If so, why? So what's up guys, Foxen here. I keep getting this question daily, and I see a lot of you discussing this. Some of you are even comparing this to the Tokyo Ghoul disaster. But is that even a fair comparison? So let's get into this. First off, it's actually the author of Attack on Titan, Isayama himself, that wanted these changes for Season 3. Isayama has been pretty vocal over the years about the issues he's had with the Uprising arc chapters. A few months ago in an interview, Isayama mentioned how he was offering suggestions to make the story easier to understand for Season 3. Based on what you've seen so far in the 2 episodes, it seems that a few things have been simplified. Earlier this year when Isayama was asked about whether he was looking forward to Season 3, he said this: "The Uprising arc was when I felt the most disappointed with my work. Hopefully now that Season 3 is being made, I'll have a chance to wipe away that regret and replace it with something I'm proud of." So yes, Isayama has been brutally honest about his work, specifically about his disappointment. Now that Season 3 has begun, Isayama actually gave an update on his personal blog regarding this. Isayama mentioned how when he was writing the Uprising arc, he was doubting his own abilities. He felt exhausted as he was progressing through the arc. That was even as he was completing his deadlines. When reflecting back on this, Isayama said he was questioning himself as he felt the story was getting duller and duller. If you go back and reread the Uprising arc, I'm sure you could find hints of this yourself. Now with Season 3, Isayama has a chance to go back and fix his mistakes. Part of this involves working with the anime director and the production team to create a better script for Season 3. So in case you felt the Uprising arc was moving really quickly, it's actually Isayama going back and fixing the story and pacing issues up the Uprising arc. And perhaps there will be more fixes for the following Beast Titan arc. So back to the original question, why is Attack on Titan being rushed? It's actually due to all the changes that Isayama himself wanted. Isayama personally wanted to rearrange the events in the story and overall make a much better story. And let's be fair, you already saw a lot of this happen in Attack on Titan Season 1. If you've seen Season 1, go ahead and read the manga, then check back. With the amount of changes between the two, it's almost like night and day. And I'm sure you're familiar with how Attack on Titan became a colossal hit after that first season. So there you have it, straight from Isayama himself. But wait, is Attack on Titan Season 3 even being rushed? People are honestly comparing it to the Tokyo Ghoul disaster. And to be fair, I do know why, since that was fairly recent. But oh no, they already covered chapters 51 to 58. 8 chapters in 2 episodes. Why is it so rushed? Let's go ahead and see how true this really is. First off, we have to look at the past seasons. Season 1 of Attack on Titan covered the first 33 chapters. That was in 25 episodes. That turned out to be about 1.3 chapters per episode. Keep in mind that this included a lot of anime original content, especially with the female Titan finale. Next up, Attack on Titan Season 2. This covered a total of 18 chapters plus that Ymir flashback. Season 2 did have anime original content, but far less than Season 1. In total, Season 2 was 12 episodes, so about 1.5 chapters, give or take, per episode. Now we get to Attack on Titan Season 3. Attack on Titan Season 3 should be 24 episodes, so similar to Season 1, except that Season 3 should go from chapter 51 to 90, in other words 40 chapters. Keep in mind that 2 arcs will be covered. The first is the Uprising arc, then the Beast Titan arc, which is 20 chapters each. So this is already covering a lot more chapters than Season 1 did. Naturally, it shouldn't have been too surprising to see a few things sped up or cut for Season 3. So far, one of the major complaints has been 8 chapters covered in 2 episodes. However, let's look at this chapter by chapter. For chapter 51, episode 1 really only covered the last 6 pages of that chapter, which was Levi's cabin scene. Getting into chapter 52, the anime completely skipped Historia's flashback. This was roughly a third of the chapter. Next up, chapter 53. The anime so far has skipped the results of the Titan training, which is another third of the chapter. As for chapter 54, the whole scene involving Historia's dream was cut. There was also some Erwin stuff at the end of the chapter cut. For chapter 55, everything involving Erwin's flashback and backstory got cut, which was half of the chapter. As for chapter 56, practically the whole chapter got cut. Now for chapter 57, which is where episode 1 ends. In this chapter, everything involving Erwin and Hanji got cut. As for chapter 58, this chapter was pretty much what episode 2 covered plus some of the skipped over Reeve stuff. So, when you actually look at the details, a lot of this stuff that was cut was really just skipped over. So what was that thing about 8 chapters in 2 episodes? When you actually account for all of the stuff that was skipped over, it's more like 4 chapters in 2 episodes. And really most of that stuff was in the first episode. So far, the Uprising arc still has 10 episodes left. If you just look at the remaining chapters, that's 12 chapters. However, with all of the stuff that's been skipped over, that's at least 15 chapters worth of content left. And that's not even accounting for the actual stuff that was cut that may make it back in some form or another. Also keep in mind that the conclusion of the Uprising arc may be made more epic in the anime. Perhaps they'll go all out and do something crazy like the Season 1 Female Titan finale. That way, the story core is going to have this turkey dinner before they move on to the next Beast Titan arc. So back to the original question, is Attack on Titan Season 3 being rushed? When you actually look at the stuff covered in chapters, not really. Sure, the first chapter was quicker paced, but based on how many more chapters there are to cover in Season 3, some of the stuff would have had to be cut or rushed in some place. Although do notice things have not been perfect so far. There have been a couple of casualties. So far it seems that one cost for the anime has been the side character, the Reese boss. Oh, and also no Levi abs. I got no explanation for that last one. But I guess since Isayama is making the changes, that just means you have to accept them, right? I personally don't really agree with this either. I think you should be free to judge it and then decide how you feel about it later. If you are a manga reader, I'm sure you're going to be that much more critical of the anime. However, do keep in mind that you're still only 2 episodes in. I think at this point it's way too early to judge right now. Once this arc is done, I think you'll get a better grasp as to whether or not the changes were for the best. But anyway, more important, let me hear from you now. Question of the day. What do you think about Isayama being brutally honest here? Do you think his changes are for the best? Does anyone still think that Season 3 is being rushed? Anyway, definitely give us a colossal thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new here, I put out 5+ anime videos here every week. That includes a ton of Attack on Titan content. Be sure to check out my recent breakdown for all changes and censored things in episode 2 for Season 3. Where did Levi's abs go? Be sure to click that bell icon and I'll see you guys later.